Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Look and ye shall find. Holy smokes. I was trying to find a follow-up read for the Trump trial read, and I came across something about Michael Avenatti that just floored me. But it didn't take me too long to sort of figure out where this is going. In case you missed the news, and I'll have a link to the article in the description, Avenatti has opened up about his desire to testify for Donald Trump in the hush money trial. My first thought was, yeah, I bet you would, and you would tell the truth, and you would really bury Donald Trump. But that's not where we're going with this. Apparently, we're going to go somewhere else. Avenatti basically said that that Trump's legal team contacted him, and he wouldn't hesitate to testify against Daniels, who he refers to as a serial liar. Now, currently, Avenatti is serving a 19-year jail term for a combination of crimes, including stealing $300,000 from Stephanie Clifford in a book advance that was given to her. In a New York Post interview from jail, Avenatti disclosed that he's been in touch with Trump's legal team and would like to testify in the hush money payment, the election interference and falsification of business records, the one that Trump is going to start on Monday. He didn't share what they talked about, but he said if he testified, Trump would win if the trial were held today, and that he'd be happy to testify. He drew similarities between Trump's trial and his legal woes, claiming they were both targeted by the justice system thanks to the fact that they're somebody who's not so easily controlled. Okay, so I'm reading that. It's like, somebody's angling for a pardon here. Somebody's angling for some clemency to get their sentences commuted. Avenatti decried the trial. He says it's a witch hunt perpetuated by the government because they fear Trump may be reelected. There's no question the trial is politically motivated. If the defense was anybody but Donald Trump, they wouldn't have brought the case up. Trump's being targeted. 4 cases is just over the top. And they're afraid that Trump will be propelled to the White House. He thinks that Stephanie Clifford, he's referring to her as Stormy Daniels, would commit perjury if she were called as a witness. He says that Stephanie Clifford is a poor witness, criticizing her past claims of speaking to dead people and her possession of a haunted doll named Susan. Quote, Stormy Daniels is going to say whatever she believes is going to assist Stormy Daniels in putting more money in her pocket. Now, in response, Stephanie Clifford responded to Avenatti calling him a lunatic and a scumbag. And she said, I was about to say, I also wish I never met him, but I'm actually glad because I'm the one that helped convict him so he couldn't steal from even more unsuspecting clients. At the end of the article, Avenatti said he made some mistakes and some bad judgments, but that his sentence is blown out of proportion, and that, quote, I'm not saying any of this because I'm seeking a pardon. Oh, yeah. I'm calling crap on that one right there. But, you know, what a gift dropped in my lap. I didn't know what else I was going to read on today. Now I do. This would almost be a quickie, except it's a longie. I'm already 4 minutes in. I haven't started the reading yet. What's the energy around Michael Avenatti? Entertainment purposes only. What's going on with this dude? Okay. 8 of Cups, emotional walking away. He is now trying to put daylight between him and Stormy Daniels, Stephanie Clifford, excuse me. And a lot of this is because he got put away. He got put away for 19 years, and he's going to have to serve a lot of those 19 years. And I don't think he wants to serve all 19 years. Go figure. What's that crossed with? The 4 of Swords. Yeah, he's gone. He betrayed his client. He walked away from making good, sound decisions, and now he's incarcerated. And he's going to be incarcerated for a long time. Why is he incarcerated? Because he took advantage of people. He was being selfish. He was being self-serving. He had an opportunity. With Stephanie Clifford's case, he really had an opportunity to put himself on the map but he went the wrong way with it, and he's paying the price for it. And now he's pretty much attacking Stephanie Clifford's spirituality. I'm assuming that his comment about her talking to dead people, she might be a channel, whether that's through the cards or her own abilities, I don't know. But it sounds like that haunted doll, whatever. I know nothing about any of this. In the past, it's the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you think? You stole $300,000 from her. You tried to shake down Nike, amongst other things. And those financial crimes are what landed you in the predicament that you are in now. Current situation is the star. Your star has fallen big time with those who are against Donald Trump. So, the only place where your star can rise is with those in favor of Donald Trump. Now, if you think about it, when Michael Avenatti stormed the scene with Stephanie Clifford going after Michael Cohen and Donald Trump, Avenatti was running circles around Trump. He was out PRing Trump. He was out maneuvering Michael Cohen in Trump's case. And a lot of people pointed out that Avenatti was just, he was being more Trump than Trump, beating Trump to the punch. Avenatti is exactly the attorney Trump wants. He is absolutely 110% the attorney that Trump wants and cannot get because Avenatti's in prison. If Avenatti were to somehow be a star witness for Trump, get him off of this, and Trump were to be reelected, Trump would commute Avenatti's sentence and then have Avenatti be his fixer because Avenatti would fit that role to a T. A lot of this just reminds me of a WWE wrestling event that I've never seen, but having tag team partners switch partners. I don't think I've ever seen tag team partners do that. I've seen tag teams break up, but I've never seen them against another tag team and then halfway through the match they switch partners because of a double betrayal. It would be absolutely amazing. What theater that would be. Overarching energy is the Knight of Cups. He's a false friend. Avenatti's doing this. First off, he betrayed his client. He's betrayed, he shakes down people. He's exactly the lawyer Trump would want. And Avenatti knows this. And he'll be a false friend for Trump. He'll say whatever he needs to help Trump out because, what difference does it make? He's already in prison for 19 years. Maybe this is my get out of jail free card. Lesson to be learned is the betrayal. Yeah, this guy will say or do anything. He is as self-serving as Trump is. And maybe he's even worse because Avenatti is smart. He is clever and he is strategic. He did not use those powers for good, and it's always been self-serving, and it's going to continue to be self-serving. Outcome, Wheel of Fortune. He might actually show up in this testimony. He might actually show up here as a witness. It's to be determined. But he's certainly going to take a spin at the big wheel to help himself. What does Trump have to lose? It's a documents case. You're going to have to smear... Oh, God, come on down. I just was realizing. You have to smear the adult film star here. Let's see, how does this look with just... Yeah, and let's look at this as Avenatti with Stephanie Clifford. She came to Avenatti in trusting him, and he emotionally abandoned her. And, he took her... He was taking things from her without her knowledge, and that got him incarcerated. Again, he stole from his client. Flat out stole money from his client. And this happened, I want to say it was multiple times. I know that he took money and she asked him about it. He gave her some cockamamie story and she believed it. But then he kept stealing from her and he got caught for it. So now what's he going to do? He is going against the adult film star. Somebody who he represented himself as a friend to help her out, but ultimately betrayed her, and now he's paying his debt for doing that. But now he's trying to reach out to Donald Trump to have like a do-over where he can basically screw over the adult star again and get himself out of the pickle that he's in. This dude sucks. And to think there was a movement to maybe have him be, a Democratic candidate for presidency. Oh, God. No. He showed himself for who he is. We believe him. I remember watching Lena Rodriguez and Tarot Down Under, where she's just like, wow, we really thought he was somebody else. And we really supported him. And, oh well, pulled the wool over our eyes. But that's the thing. We can look at it and see who this person is and not live in constant denial. Because we haven't drunk deep from the cult Kool-Aid. Will Avenatti testify? We're going to find out. Would he do it? Oh, in a New York minute, he'd be out there. That would be, oh God, that would make it even more theater. Can you imagine? All right. Will Trump's legal team bring Michael Avenatti out as a witness? Star witness going after the adult film star. I think they will. The Sun card. And Two of Wands. They are absolutely looking at it. To me, oh God, this would be just the minutia. This is the story in the story. You know what I mean? I think that they are looking at bringing him out to discredit Stormy Daniels with the insights that he provides. And again, I'm going to read this also as Stormy Daniels, the adult film star. And I comment how the Sun card is not a friend of Donald Trump and liars everywhere. So I'm going to read this twice. I'm going to read this how Trump's team would look at it. And then I'm going to do the overlay of kind of how I'm seeing it from the other perspective. So from the Team Trump point of view, yeah, I think they view him, he would be a great witness because he would discredit the whole Stephanie Clifford thing, which gets rid of half of the link to the criminal trials. It could end up being misdemeanors, that type of thing, but it would get him out of the felonies. And I think that's the daylight that they're looking for with him and why they will consider it. In the past, they have the King of Swords. Avenatti was a thorn in the side of Trump. He is in prison right now, which means that they could use him as a mercenary of sorts on their side. And he will say or do what he needs to say or do, and he's an intelligent guy. He would be a hard witness to ignore, shall we say. Current situation is the Empress. Oh, yeah. You think? Quid pro quo all over it. If Avenatti comes through and helps Trump with his testimony, gets him off, oh, there was absolutely, we'll take care of you. We'll take really good care of you. Kind of like they should have done with Michael Cohen, but didn't. And Avenatti would come in and talk about Stephanie Clifford and all of her idiosyncrasies. The overarching energy is the Five of Coins, the being locked out and abandoned. This is his kind of his way to get out of jail free, so to speak. And he's going to talk about how Stephanie Clifford would be doing it purely for money and nothing else. She will say, lie, do anything for cash, which is why she was doing this, because she was trying to get a book deal to make money off of all this, because she wasn't happy with the $130,000 that she got from the tabloids, so she wanted another $300,000 from the book deal and stuff like that. The lesson to be learned is the Two of Swords. It would be up to the jury to decide if this guy was credible or not. And he's at a crossroads. It's like, what does he have to lose by doing this sort of thing? What does he have to gain? What does he have to lose? Outcome is the Seven of Wands. Would he testify? Yeah, I think honestly, or Trump's going to look at it like, what do we have to lose? We can lose everything. Is he better? Is he better for the case or better not? I think he gives us an advantage. So I think they would bring him out. I really do think they would bring him out. Now let's look at this again from the viewpoint of Stephanie Clifford and Michael Avenatti. You have the adult star and the truth coming out. The truth is not a friend of Donald Trump and friends. King of Swords, like Jack Smith has shown. Michael Cohen is, been convicted of, strong-arming people. He's not he's been convicted. He's not a reliable witness. He's crooked. And Stephanie Clifford could say, hey, I'm a mom, and this guy was taking money from me. He knew my situation. He took my case. He embezzled from me. He stole from me. Why would you believe this guy? There's no reason to believe him. And not only that, no, he's locked up. It's really obvious what's going on here is that he's trying to get himself out of prison. And I think the cross on Michael Avenatti would beat back a lot of his accusations. Folks are going to see the truth about this. If he testifies, folks will absolutely see the truth about him. And what his motivations are. It's really easy to discredit Avenatti because he's been convicted of shaking people down and he's in prison for 19 years. And it's not a real leap to say, hey, this guy testifies and he could get his sentence commuted. There's a real reason why this guy would do something like that. And Avenatti would have a hard time explaining why he ripped off his client. Or, more to the point, he's saying, no, she's a liar and stuff like that. Then why'd you take her on as a client? Why would you do that? Why would you imperil your career with this person? Okay. Were Avenatti to testify and I wouldn't say be truthful under oath or lie under oath. Let's just say if he were to testify and do the things that he feels he needs to do, whether that's testify truthfully, embellish, or flat out lie, to aid Donald Trump's court case, how will the jury receive his testimony? After his testimony and cross-examination and rebuttal, how would the jury view Avenatti's testimony? King of Wands. Reviewing his testimony. I was going to do a 4-card. I think I'm going to do a fuller spread here. Yeah, I think they're going to... There's going to be people on the jury that are going to look for somebody's motivations for something. And they're going to say, yeah, I could see where he supports Trump because he wants a get out of jail free card. I really do think that they would see that his testimony, there's going to be gaps in his testimony here. And it looks really self-serving on this. In the past, 4 of Cups. Here we go. Yeah, I was just sort of thinking, it's like, does it get Trump out? Is this freedom for Trump? No. Here we go. Here's why. The 4 of Cups, and I saw this with the Carly Russell reading I did last year. His testimony doesn't line up. His story doesn't match the facts, and holes will be poked. The jury's not going to be satisfied with his answers. The lawyers will ask him questions, and he won't have good answers, and there's going to be contradictions. And again, his story just doesn't line up. Temperance. And I was using this in the other reading with the Trump spawn. It's like a quid pro quo. It's just things aren't lining up with this. They look at his testimony. They look at what's going on with it, and they can see how this would benefit him, but it doesn't explain things. They will take his testimony and try and fit it into the facts with the evidence that's in there, and tries to incorporate it. But the thing is, Stephanie Clifford's testimony is just going to be more powerful and more believable. It's simpler, and they can see the toxicity between Avenatti's relationship with Stephanie Clifford here. He wants to be the star witness, but he's not going to be. I think what's going to happen is they're going to look at Stephanie Clifford as a mom with a child, and Avenatti's story doesn't make sense. Her story makes sense. Come on up to my room. I want to discuss things with you. Oh, you're so hot. You look like my daughter. You go to the bathroom, come out, and you get assaulted. And, stuff that happened to her as a child, is manifesting with this. No. Yeah. I think they look at Avenatti as an opportunist, and basically, no, they're not going to believe it. If Avenatti were to testify, they're not going to believe him. He's not going to have them looking at things in a new light. They're going to have them like he threw himself under the bus with his actions in the past, and it's amazing what lengths people will go to try and get themselves out of a situation that they've been put into. If anything, it might even push them more towards convicting Trump, because it just looks like desperation. And if this is your star witness, this is the best you can do. It could almost be like Avenatti, if he were to testify, makes things worse for Trump. The people that might have given Trump the benefit of the doubt could have been a hung jury. They're going to look at this guy and just shake their head. If anything, it's going to bolster the prosecution's case. So if Avenatti testifies, it's going to make things even easier to me to convict Trump. Let me ask that. If Avenatti testifies, will that make things easier on convicting Trump with jurors that maybe were on the fence? Glasses back on. Overhand shuffle. If Avenatti were to testify, does it actually backfire on Trump? Does it make things even worse for him, or remove even more doubt? I guess more to the point here. For Carter. Yeah, they're going to believe her. They're going to believe Stormy Daniels, Stephanie Clifford. Yeah. They're going to look at her as somebody who's trying to take care of her kid. She's for the career that she's in and the trauma that she's been through. She's very human and very relatable. She's got her emotional issues that she has worked with, but she's going to come across as emotionally in control. He, on the other hand, is combative and was all about making money. But she's coming across as a mom who's trying to protect herself from what Trump did to her. His testimony does not undermine her. It reinforces who she really is. And no matter how much mayhem in the Drunken Hillbilly Brawl card he tries to bring up, he's the chaos agent. He was the one that was going after the money. She was trying to extricate herself from this situation and what happened to her. She was the one who was assaulted. And yeah, no, this does not work out. Trump would be well advised not to have Avenatti not to have Avenatti testify. But just because that would be well advised, it's almost, counter. He would do the counter thing and ignore the well advised and go straight to the poorly advised. Look at his lawyers. Actually, and these are probably the best lawyers he has representing him in all his cases. So we'll see what happens. But I wasn't expecting this story, and what a find. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a larger audience. To those discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.